Hey YouTube, Pheano here with another Perfecting Blackwings video. This is number 36, and I'm going to be talking about all the different cards in Blackwings that they have. I've had a lot of people ask me to do a video about this, talking about like why I think every card is good and or bad. Just kind of a review of every single Blackwing card. I'm going to be breaking this up into 4 parts, I think, just because there are a lot of Blackwing cards, and I think if I opened up every single window of every Blackwing card, I think my computer would crash. It's like 50 different windows. And also it'd be a really long video, and I don't think you guys want to sit here for an hour listening to me talk. Maybe some of you guys do, and I love you guys then. If you missed my last video, I talked about the cards coming up in the future of Blackwings. I will have an annotation posted around the top right around here. Go check that out if you missed that. I will open up in a new window so you won't be jumping off of this one. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Blackwings. First off, let's talk about the synchros. Blackwing Armor Master. Let's zoom in so that you can read him. Come on, zoom, zoom. It's not working. There we go. Blackwing Armor Master is a dark level 7 synchro with 2500 attack and 1500 defense, 1 Blackwing tuner, and 1 or more non-tuners. And it has a Spirit Reaper effect where it won't be destroyed in battle, and it also takes no battle damage. And when it does battle with something, put a wedge counter on it, and you can remove that wedge counter to reduce that monster's attack and defense to 0 until the end of the turn. Pretty good card. When you think of Blackwings, this is one of the first Blackwings that would probably come to mind since it's been out since day 1 of Blackwings. It was their very first synchro, and it is probably their best synchro, debatably, depending on your playstyle. Some people go for Armed Wing a little more than Armor Master, but I think Armor Master is far more powerful. You can make this with your Gale plays or your Value plays. You can either go level 4 Blackwing and then special summon Gale, synchro for Armor Master, or you can use Value's effect to remove from play Value and an Armed Wing from your graveyard to special summon this. It goes very nicely with the theme of Blackwings, which is Battle Phase Dominance. They have quite a few Battle Phase related cards that let them dominate the Battle Phase, hence Battle Phase Dominance. Very good card. I recommend playing one of these, sometimes 2. Gale is at 1 right now, so I only see the need for 1. Next up is Blackwing Armed Wing, a level 6 Dark Winged Beast Synchro with 2300 attack and 1000 defense. It requires 1 Blackwing tuner and 1 or more non-tuners, and it has piercing, and when it does get piercing, it gains 500 attack in the damage step only. It's an okay Blackwing. It's mainly there just because it's a level 6 body that you can make very easily with your Blizzard plays, going Blizzard and then fetch a level 4 Blackwing from your graveyard and then make this, or you can remove from play your Sirocco and your Value to make this. Aside from that, that's really the main reason for playing it. Sometimes that piercing is useful because they can wall up against you if you don't have an Icarus attack with, say, a Spirit Reaper or something to that extent. And this just says no to that. You can kill them in roughly 3 to 4 turns, depending on how much damage they've already taken up to this point. Since, say, you're running over a Spirit Reaper, you are dealing 2700 every turn. They won't last long under that kind of pressure. Moving on to Silverwind the Ascendant. It's level 8 Dark Synchro with 2800 attack and 2000 defense. It's a Winged Beast Synchro effect monster that requires 1 Blackwing tuner and 2 or more non-tuners. That 2 or more is fairly important with this since it makes it very hard to play. When this card is synchro summoned, you can select and destroy up to 2 face-up monsters with defense lower than the attack of this card. If you do that, you cannot conduct your battle phase this turn. The next time a Blackwing monster you control will be destroyed by battle during your opponent's turn, it is not destroyed. You can only use this effect once. This card is primarily here for your Value plays once more. You can remove this and you can remove Value and Armor Master from play to special summon this. Aside from that, you're not going to be really playing this since you really can't regularly synchro summon this. The only way to effectively make this would be going into Blizzard play, where you could go Blizzard, special summon Kalute, and then you'd already have had to have another Kalute or a Spirit Reaper in play, which isn't really going to happen considering Kalute is limited right now. That could change in the future, but that's all speculation for right now. And no one really plays Spirit Reaper anymore since it is too slow and doesn't really stop what you need to stop this format. So Silverwind isn't really going to be seeing much play outside of the value plays, but I still recommend playing it since it does come in every now and then. You can go for a very nifty play. This is one of the more powerful plays of the deck, where you go Black Whirlwind, normal summon Shura, special search out Gale with Black Whirlwind, special summon Gale, half their monster, run it over with Shura, special summon Value with Shura. Then in your main phase 2, you can synchro your Gale with your Shura for an Armor Master. Then synchro your Armor Master with your Value for a level 8, which would probably be either a Scrap Dragon or a Stardust Dragon. You're probably going to want to go for Stardust Dragon since you are going to be ending with a monster on your side of the field and not really attacking or doing anything else after that, since they're probably going to have an open board after this play. And then you can remove from play your Value and your Armor Master from your grave to special summon the Silverwind. Pretty big advantage right there. So yeah, that's Silverwind for you. Next up is Blackwing. I'm probably going to mess up a lot of the names on these more obscure Blackwings here, so prepare to hear me butcher their names. Are Bulahos the Mega Quake. It is a level 7 Dark Winged Beast effect monster with 2600 and 1800 attack. You cannot special summon this. Anytime this monster battles with an opponent. Anytime this battles, it doesn't destroy the monster that it battles. Instead, it returns it to the hand. And once per turn, you can have this lose. During your main phase 1, you can have it lose 1000 attack and return all spell and trap cards to the hand. So basically, it is a giant Trunade in monster form. Unfortunately, you can't special summon it, and it has no other built-in summoning condition, similarly to Sirocco. So it makes it fairly unplayable, since the only way to play it is by tributing to monsters, unless you play a really obscure card with it. That alone makes it unplayable. Its effect is okay, but just the fact that you need to tribute to just makes this card god-awful. Moving on, Blackwing Aurora, the Northern Lights, is a light, level 10 Winged Beast effect monster. You cannot normal summon or set this, except by... you cannot normal summon or set this. You can only special summon this by removing from play 2 Blackwing monsters in your graveyard. Oh no, not graveyard, from play. Sorry about that. And one of them has to be a tuner and one has to be a non-tuner. Once during your turn, you can remove from play a Blackwing Synchro monster from your extra deck. This card's name, attack, and effect becomes that monster's stats and everything until the end phase. Interesting, it's kind of like a Chaos Sorcerer for Blackwings, except for not very good, especially considering it's only till the end of the turn. If it was permanent, I could see this being a little better, but the fact that it's till end of the turn makes it very wasted effort. You're using up a lot of cards just to get a one-turn effect. I don't really see the point of playing this because of that. Moving on, one of the best Blackwings by far, Blackwing Blizzard the Far North, a dark level 2 Winged Beast tuner with 1300 attack and no defense. This card cannot be special summoned, and when it is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Blackwing monster from your graveyard. As I said, one of the best Blackwings out there. It's basically the rescue cat for Blackwings. Or tour guide if you are, going by nowadays cards. It just gets you what you need. It's really the point of playing all the level 4 monsters in your deck. You play that Shura early game to set up your grave, and now that your Shura is in the grave, you can use it with your Blizzard. It is an amazing top deck. And just being able to normal summon a level 6 or 5 synchro is pretty big. Not a lot of decks can do that. They have to pull out some shenanigans to do that. Like Plants, they do a whole bunch of shenaniganry. Yes, I made that a word, shenaniganry. Want to complain about it? Go in the comments. And it opens up a lot of combo potential in the deck, since you can do really ridiculous plays like, say, as I mentioned a moment ago, do the Shura play. You can go Shura into Vayu and then make a TG Hyper Librarian. And then on the next turn, you can normal summon your Blizzard, special summon the Shura you just sent to the grave, or you can do something else, like special summon a Kalut, and then special summon a Bora from your hand or a Zephyros from your grave, and then make a level 9 Synchro, pop 2 cards, and draw a card. Really ridiculous plays with this card. You really want to max out on it. It is just too good not to play. Next up is Bora the Spear. Dark level 4 winged beast effect monster with 1700 attack and 800 defense. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Bora, the spear, you can special summon this card from your hand. During battle, well, the rest of its effect is just piercing, if you know what that is, or you can just read it, since this is big enough for you to read. It's mainly there just because it's a level 4 beater. You really need those level 4s for your Blizzard. Very important to have your Blizzard live. That's the primary reason you play those. On top of that, it has the nifty inherent special summon effect, which can let you OTK them sometimes. I know I've gone and done crazy things like normal summon Sirocco, special summon Bora, special summon Gale, half their monster, pump Bora, synchro for a Stardust or a Scrap Dragon, and then Monster Reborn the Sirocco and pump my Bora a second time. It gives you a lot of OTK potential, combo potential, and it just sets you up for what you need. Other than that, there's no real other reason that you play it. It's just that you don't have a whole lot of options for level 4s, and at least it's a decent card. Next up is Boris the Sharp, Dark level 5, Winged Beast effect with 1300 attack and 900 defense. You can remove this card in your graveyard from play and select one Blackwing monster you control. If that monster attacks this turn, you take no battle damage, and it is not destroyed in battle. And you destroy the opponent's monster in battle after damage calculation. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. This card is mediocre. The problem is that Blackwings really lack a way to get stuff into their graveyard aside from just normal summoning it and then synchroing with it. Since this card doesn't have a way to normal summon or special summon it aside from tributing, it's not all that great since its stats aren't, spectacular. You basically have to normal summon it and let it die, or manage to have a Gale in your hand and synchro for a level 8. But that isn't going to happen often. So the really only way you're going to be playing this is if you're playing Vayu Turbo, since you can normal summon Grepher, discard this or Vayu to send the other one to the grave, or you can discard this for Grepher's effect to special summon Grepher, and then go from there. And also on top of that, in the Vayu Turbo deck, you can do that play, and if you don't use its own effect, you can use Vayu's effect to remove this from play and your Sirocco to special summon an Armed Wing. I don't recommend this in standard Blackwings, only in Vayu Turbo. Next up is a card a lot of people ask me about, Blackwing Breeze the Zephyr. It's a dark level 3, 1100, 300, wanted to say 800, that's not right. I was thinking of Gale, I think. It's a Winged Beast tuner, and it's got an inherent special summon condition where if you search it, you can special summon it. But when you do that, you can only make a Blackwing Synchro. It's mediocre. The problem is that you really don't have that many ways to special summon it that way. The only way is with Black Whirlwind, which is limited right now. And even if you do have the ability to special summon it that way, there are better cards to search into, like Gale. I'd always rather go into Gale over this. The only real reason to have this is if you've already used your Gale, which you really don't need to do that often. It's just fairly pointless. You don't need this. And it's just hard to play, and the odds of you having the Black Whirlwind aren't that great. You're going to draw into this just as often, and it's very dead in your hand. If it's in your hand, you really don't have that many options with it. The only two things you can really do is normal summon it, and then special summon either Bora or Gale, and then synchro for an Armor Master, or exceed into a Leviathan or Leviar, which you really don't want to be playing in Blackwings. It's kind of a dead card in there. Moving on, Blackwing Bristol the Tailwind is a dark level 5, 1200 to 1800. If 2 or more of your Blackwing monsters are destroyed, you can special summon this, and if you synchro with it, you gain 600. I don't really see the point in playing this. It doesn't really give you anything. The only time you're really going to be playing that is if you're stupid and overcommit into mass removal, and then at best all it does is give you the 600 life points, and life points don't really matter all that much. You only need one to win. I'd rather just play Sirocco over this. I don't see any reason to play this even if you don't have Sirocco. Like, even if Sirocco didn't exist, I didn't see any reason to play this. It is just bad. And then Blackwing Kalama the Haze is a dark level 4 winged beast effect monster with 600 attack and 1800 defense. During your opponent's battle phase, if you control no monsters, you can remove this card from play in your graveyard to select one synchro monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and that monster is removed from play at the end of the battle phase. Kind of like a Necrogardna for Blackwings in a way, except for not all that great. It requires a lot of setup. You have to have both this and the synchro in your grave, and as I mentioned before, Blackwings really don't have that many great cards for setting up their grave. It's not like Light Swarms where you can just mill. Blackwings don't have that ability. So again, like Boris the Sharp, you need to basically play it and then synchro with it or let it die, which you really don't want to be doing. There are better cards to play over this. So those are the cards I'm going to be going over for now. I will be doing 11 cards in each of these videos. So I believe I counted 44 Blackwing cards, so that would be 4 videos. Expect the next one in the next couple days. Make sure you guys check out my blog where I'm trying to do written versions of all my videos also. So check that out and see my thoughts in writing. Check out my Facebook and Google Plus and add me on there since I post a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Related stuff on Facebook. Not so much on Google Plus, it's just kind of there in case Google Plus gets popular. And then lastly, check out my eBay. Check out my store, see what I have for sale. Buy some stuff for me. I'm trying to get up some money to pay some bills. That would be very nice. And last but not least, like, comment, and subscribe to this video/channel. And peace, YouTube.